you all again for being here. My name is Miguel Flores.
Hello everyone, my name is Gabriela. I'm an undergraduate at Geological Science here at UTEP.
And my name is Barraza. I'm also an undergraduate studying hydrology.
And like I said, my name is Miguel Flores, and I'm currently pursuing my master's degree in geology, environmental science. And today we join forces with Celebration Over Mountains to discuss some of the interesting geology that we have found and we know there is here for years of studying around El Paso, particularly in Cristo Rey. And well, we want to talk a little bit more about that and how it came to be, what formations you can see, what geology interesting findings you can see around the area just by hiking, just by looking around and stuff. And for 1 second, you can find something really interesting.
What we're going to be looking at today is the Cretaceous period. So I don't know if you guys can tell me a little bit about what the environment looks like or what sort of things that you can find there.
Water.
Lots of water, yeah, actually. So you can see like here in the diagram that we have right here, this portion of the El Paso region area was covered in the Western Interior Seaway. And so that crossed from what's today the Gulf of Mexico all the way up into the Arctic Ocean in Canada. And so here we can find a lot of marine fossils, which we're going to be looking at later today, which is pretty interesting, and also dinosaur fossils. So here, this is part of the shoreline, and so as sediments started depositing and then cementing together, you can even see, like, in fact, yeah, I like that wall back there. So like that's like campus andesite that you can find. That's some of the similar material that we're going to be looking at today at Mount Cristo Rey. And so those are some of the evidence that you see of what we see here today of the marine life.
Going back to the Western Interior Seaway, one of the reasons we know that there was a sea back then is because we found fossil deposits, and that gives us a dating range and also an evidence of what kind of biodiversity existed at the time and how come we find it in mountains, right? So obviously a mountain is not going to be under sea, but at a certain point this floor was under sea and there was a sea level right here. For maybe 30-40 million years there was a dinosaur freeway across through here. This was all a beach right here, and we call it the dinosaur freeway because scientists over hundreds of years have found evidence of dino disturbance of mud tracks and compressions of tracks in sandstone or mudstone, where herds of maybe hundreds to 50 or maybe I think 1,000 of dinosaurs were walking together along this beach side, and we call it the dinosaur freeway. It extends from southwestern United States all the way to Canada over here. I think this is everyone, right? 95 million years ago, during the late Cretaceous period, the Western Interior Seaway looked like this, according to some cartographers and research that has been found. So we talk about the dinosaur trackway that went from El Paso, you can barely see it, Paso all the way to Canada. And during all this was a beach coast right here, and we're now standing on what was part of that beach. During that time, a lot of dinosaurs were walking the earth and roaming around in big herds. Iguanodons, Heraplodes, a lot of theropods, Ankylosaurus, thank you. And we'll be talking about that soon enough, but I want you guys to paint a picture in your head about all this underwater right here. All this being underwater, the dome of the Cristo Rey not being there, the Franklin's not being there because those are formations that occurred later on. So just picture in your head how this was underwater and dinosaurs walking around here. And this could be just iguanodons walking around, maybe taking a bath, avoiding taxes or something. And Ankylosaurus right here. And on this mud slab, we're gonna look at in a moment right now. We're gonna see some of those evidence that we have found.
So I have an example here of this one is the Ignotaxon Caridicnium leonardi track. This is the Magna-Avipi track.
For the evidence that has been found on their teeth and their mouth. They look more like ancestors, kind of like what a horse has or what any other herbivore has. So they think that they're the primary source of vegetation, well, source of nutrients was from vegetation, just because of how the niving, the sister, and the cutting came from. So where you're gonna also see next to the diamond tracks is this fractures of within the stone, the mudstone, what's called Licon gang. And that Licon gang basically, you want to explain that? I think you explained that better.
Well, it's already sort of like what I mentioned, but like again, like it would be like fractures of the cracks that you see in the sedimentary rock, and then obviously like that oxidation that you see in the lines. Like those are all the minerals that the water left behind.
Okay, si quieres yo te recomiendo, tienes la aplicación Google Earth. There's an estimate that there can be at least 300 more tracks around here, according to Dr. Eric. So you want to contradict him?
Take a look at the wall over here and look at each layer could potentially have a new set of tracks on top of it, right?
Well, right, but then you start digging and you're kind of wrecking the surface.
I guess we can go down into the arroyo, and then I want to show you guys like an exposure that you can, it's a larger example of that. It's pretty cool. You can see like the fossils that are encased here, all the oysters and
The stress and the formations, the movement, and everything that's happening in the geology, the mountains, and all the movement, tectonic plates, and the whole lithology, the stress being applied to the rocks. Now this is sedimentary rock that has been folded and compressed together, and it creates this deformations across the rocks, the lithology, and they kind of bend together. So I don't know how well some of you can see it right there, that part of that face. You kind of resembles this, or this resembles that. Just take a look at it, kind of see what you think is a fossil in it. The waxy stuff that's on it, that's some proxy that Robert put on it so that it doesn't fall apart, because sedimentary rock that might over time. So just pass it around, take a look, let's see what you find, what you can distinguish.
From a theropod, we don't know what type of dinosaur it is. We only know that like it had 3 fingers, and that's all we know. But it's pretty interesting.
Yes, I think that will mark the end of our trip. I don't know if you guys have any more questions. You want to stick around, you're more than welcome to. Dr. Ricketts, I don't know if you have something else to add.
No, I hope you learned something. I always find it amazing, like what a rich geologic history we have just in El Paso, and we didn't even have to leave the city. We barely hiked it all, and we saw so many neat things. So To me, I think that's a pretty fascinating thing about El Paso.
But from Celebration of Our Mountains, thank UTEP for this work. The students have done a great job. Professors leading the way. Thank you so much.